Good morning, everyone. The opening verse in this week's Torah portion takes place 3,800 years ago. And it begins with the story of the first Jew. And the very first commandment to the very first Jew, to Abraham, is Lech Lecha, go from your birthplace, from your land, and travel to the land that I will show you. And God directs Abraham to the land of Israel and says, this is the land I will give to your descendants as an eternal inheritance. And here we are 3,800 years later, and indeed the promise of God has been fulfilled. The land of Israel is the possession, the inheritance of the Jewish nation. And despite what others may say, accuse Jews of being colonizers, Abraham was in the land of Israel 3,800 years ago. And King David established Jerusalem as the capital of Israel 3,000 years ago, before any Arabs even walked the face of the earth. And Jews have always lived in the land of Israel. We have been exiled and colonized by others who conquered the land of Israel, but we always came back to the land of Israel, and therefore we lived there, and there never was even a state or a country called Palestine. But be that as it may, the commentaries ask, why doesn't God tell Abraham directly, go to the land of Israel? Why does it say to the land that I will show you? And one beautiful answer is that when Abraham listens to God, he does it with faith. And what does faith mean? Faith is not only when you have clarity or certainty about your goal and your destination and how you're going to arrive there, but even when it entails following God and trusting God's direction, not knowing the outcome, not knowing where you're going, but trusting in the word of God, Lech Lecha. And what God is communicating to Abraham and through Abraham to all of his descendants, the Jewish people, is that sometimes in life we cannot see the future. The future is riddled with fear and doubts and uncertainty and insecurity. But Lech Lecha means I take the journey not knowing how it will end, but knowing that if God will lead me, He will take me to the place I need to arrive at. And today we're in a situation that no one knows how this war is going to end. How are we going to free the hostages? There's so many questions and doubts and fears. But we have the confidence of our faith as a Jewish people, and we see that very clearly. But there's one thing Abraham does do. When he sets out on the journey, he takes with him his wife, his nephew, his family, and the souls that he made in Haran, which our rabbis mean he took his community of followers who believed in God, and they journeyed together to this unknown destination, to the land that God will show us. And the lesson perhaps is that sometimes life could be challenging. We don't see how things will work out. But with our faith in God and our community at our side and our family at our side, as a Jewish nation, we will prevail and arrive in the land of Israel just like Abraham did. And it will become the eternal inheritance of the Jews, just like it was promised in this week's Torah portion. And here we are 3,800 years later, against all the odds, despite all the odds. We're alive as the children of Abraham and Sarah, and in the land of Israel that God brought Abraham and Sarah to. You know, when we have good news in our life, our first instinct is to call our loved ones. And we often call our parents with good news. When we're children, maybe we call them with the news that we got a good score on a test. We become older, we may call them with the news of a happy occasion in the family, a birth of a child or a grandchild, or the news of a promotion at work. But yesterday, the state of Israel released the most chilling audio recording taken from a terrorist who calls his parents with glee and joy and the excitement in his voice like he won the lottery. And he's yelling to his parents, I want to show you pictures. I killed 10 Jews with my own hands. And the parents are like, God bless you, God protect you, I'm so proud of you, you're a hero. And you hear the celebration of the terrorists that he killed 10 Jews over and over again. With my own hands, I killed 10 Jews. And besides it being sickening and absolutely vile and evil, it also is an important lesson for us. The terrorists didn't say, I kill 10 right-wing Jews, 10 left-wing Jews, 10 Sephardic Jews, 10 Ashkenazic Jews, 10 religious Jews, 10 secular Jews. He didn't distinguish. He said, I killed 10 Jews. All they want to do is kill Jews. It doesn't matter which Jew. Any one of us they would be happy to kill. And sometimes it takes our enemies to remind us the lesson of Jewish unity. That as the children, the descendants of Abraham and Sarah, as we see today, it's not just in Israel, it's not just Hamas, it's their sympathizers and supporters on college campuses who are protesting and marching and parading in honor and in support of these terrorists. And so when we see anti-Semitism, whether it's here or in Israel, we should realize they mean all of us. A Jew is a Jew is a Jew. And therefore, if our enemies hate us all equally, we must love each other and unite with each other all equally. Have a good day.